Hey, fat fish heads, it's time for another edition of the hottest new podcast on all platforms, Fat Fish. Sit back and strap yourself in for the wildest ride on the open seas. Now, flap your fins for the fabulous Fat Fish brothers, Eric Fish Snyder and Brad Grunny Grunberg, a.k.a. Snacks.
Number 66, man. Wow. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Well, tell me what's going on in your life. Tell me what's going on.
Well, my life's good. Had a good shift. Shucks Tavern's been great. You know, it's the summer has hit Las Vegas. Everyone knows that. We're gonna climb into the triple digits like 110 soon. So we're gonna be that splash of cold water on you today. And thinking of cold water, cloud water. I got the passion fruit today. What do you got, buddy?
You know what? I have the same one. I just went to the fridge. Oh man, so good. So good. And I wasn't into this. I wasn't into the seltzer. Mark and Barry came up with the most amazing concoction here. And it's just so good. And it's so good for you, for your gut. And you know, I got a big gut.
Yeah. Well, I talked to Mark. Today is Friday. I talked to him on Wednesday, and he says to me, how's your bowel movements? And I said, that's an interesting question. And it's true. Ever since I started drinking this thing, it's incredible. It's not a laxative, but it cleans you out in a way, and they're healthy. You know, it's not like you're going to have loose stool. You're going to see your bowel movements, and look, we all got to get the waste out of our body and the waste out of our lives. So, drink cloud water. Hey, we're going to start the show off 66, and we are Fat Fish, and we are on Roku, DBDB TV, Facebook Live, YouTube. Our listening audience is Podbean. You can hear us on Spotify, all those outlets, and then TikTok clips, right?
Oh,
we're at Fish at 6134. We're remembering today, so I'm gonna put a picture up, and I'm just gonna say to you, these three people passed away within the last. Oh, Jesus. Well, within the last few years. I mean, one guy passed away a few years ago, but in the past couple of days, these first two passed away. I'm just going to say it hit you hard. The first guy we're going to put up is someone I personally met and got a chance, and I still think he is the greatest baseball player of all time.
Willie Mays.
Willie Mays.
Hey, Willie.
Yeah. In 72, I saw when his career, he started with the Jets. That's the New York Giants, and they came to San Francisco, and he played with the San Francisco Giants. I remember going to Dodger Stadium with my dad, rest in peace, and that lineup of him and McCovey and Juan Marichal as a pitcher. And he was at the end of his career, but like some guys we see at the end of our careers, Brady's one of them, Tom Brady. He still had it. Did you ever get a chance to see him play?
Yeah, I think I did. I just knew that what he did after, he retired, he did a lot of philanthropic stuff. He was and he lived till 93, Fish. That's a great life, man. We are sad that, all our heroes, have passed, and they're dropping like flies. But, when you see a guy like that, he lived a great life. His godson was Barry Bonds.
Still is.
Yeah, still is. Yeah. Yeah. And he's just an amazing guy. He touched baseball. He touched the African community. He touched everybody. And may he rest in peace. And he's in baseball heaven. And he is probably doing the same stuff he did down here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with all the pundits. I've been watching a lot of testimonials to him, and basically the Tim Kirchens and the Buster Olneys on ESPN saying there's three guys that shape baseball: Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, and Hank Aaron. And I totally agree. Mays, the 12 gold gloves, the great catches, but the fact that in New York, he used to go to play stickball with the kids before. And before games, and just everything about the guy was great. And look, 1951, you're right, 93 years old. Rest in peace. Thank you for the memory.
Thank you so much. And there you go. Thank you for that. Come back, Fish. Come back. No, Willie Mays was just something very special. something very special. And when we get Fish back, we'll continue. But how good do I look, ladies and gentlemen? Oh man, look at the hair. I combed it today. I haven't combed it in about 2 weeks, but man, it looks good. God, I look good. I'm a pretty good-looking guy for 38, don't you think? Eh, eh. Fish, are you still there? Fish, hello, McFly. This stuff is so good. This cloud water. Everybody, please, cloudwaterbrands.com. Hit the website, buy a case. It's so good, and it's so good for you. They have all sorts of flavors. Mark and Barry did good here. They're cleaning out people's guts. I feel better that I've been drinking this. I drink at least once. There you are. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Talk to the technical department over there. Oh wait, you're the technical.
You cannot. If you want to fuck this podcast up, and I'm talking to everyone in my life that I tell, don't fucking call me, because I do it through my phone, and people call me, which means you don't respect this podcast and what I'm doing, and I understand why. It takes me out.
But you keep saying, Fish, that people are calling. You have no friends, my friend.
Yes, I do. The ones that want to fuck with this podcast.
I see. So they're calling you. I mean, are they really calling you to ask you a question, or are they just calling you to fuck?
Who knows? Is that, you know what? Let's just mess with Fish and so that. For whatever reason, it takes you out for a limited amount of time. I don't know anything you said.
I was talking about. I was talking about this
cloud water.
I was talking about this. Talked about Willie. Talked about how great I look. My hair I haven't combed in 2 weeks.
Horrible. Horrible.
But no.
Well, speaking about again, the second of cloud above the clouds right now. We lost someone yesterday, and you give me. I know you've probably met this guy, maybe at the Fox commissary. We lost Donald Sutherland yesterday.
Incredible.
And the body of work is how many years, Brad? 50?
50 decades. Yep. I mean, 5 decades. 5 decades. Right. Yeah. He did come in the commissary. I love his son. His son, I kind of became friends with. He was in the commissary, and he came to the Tropicana. I invited him, and he showed up. And, his son's a great actor, too, Kiefer. I was on 24. I had a little part on 24, which was a lot of fun. And but his dad was so special. I mean, Animal House. How great was he when he was wearing that sweater? And remember, and he goes, "Oh, there it is." And then you see his tush,
Yeah. You know what? He played a brilliant, the dramatic part of him in Ordinary People, which I thought should have been. I know Timothy Hutton won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. A tearjerker. Then I remember a couple of movies he did that no one talks about. I miss one of your best friends. One of Tom Sizemore's first movies was called Lockdown, a prison movie with Stallone, and he played a absolutely brutal, sadistic warden in that movie. And you remember him in Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman and Morgan Freeman? Oh my God, he was just a brutal general. Then you have the Ordinary Peoples, and you have Invasion of the Body Snatchers came out in 1978 when you and I were kids, and he made that role so scary to go to sleep.
Oh, and just recently, he's been in some great stuff. He was in Hunger Games and all that. Just some great. He had a decorated career, and you see his face, you know who he is, and may he rest in peace.
Can I ask you a question? Because you're really good.
No, don't ask me anything. I'm very.
I wish you make fun of my hair. I wish you comb yours once. This.
But yours is a toupee.
Yeah. Well, what brothel were you in last night? How much did you pay? Because that's definitely a bedhead.
They come to me, my friend.
You have a voice that I could tell. If you just. That's Brad Grunberg if he's doing a voiceover. Didn't Donald Sutherland have just such a distinctive voice? You knew if he's doing. How many times you watch a commercial with your dad Jerry and you said that's Donald Sutherland doing that commercial? Because or Morgan Freeman, but his voice was so unique.
Yeah, no, you knew it was his voice, and he just he did everything. It's great that these big stars that have done commercials. That was like a taboo. 20, 30 years ago. I'm a thespian. I do not do commercials. Now they beg for commercials. They beg for voiceovers. But yeah, he had a very unique voice, and he was a very unique man. Kind of like you, Fish. You're very unique in a lot of ways.
I'm an idiot.
I don't know what
Compared to
those.
this guy, so Brad on Wednesday texted me and he says, you have to watch this on Netflix. It's called Remembering Gene Wilder. And if you're our age, or again, Brad's half my age, when Wilder hit the scene in the 70s with the producers, and then my favorite role was the Waco Kid in Blazing Saddles, one of my favorite comedies of all time. Here's a picture of Gene
There he is.
Wilder for our younger audience. People on that are listening, go Google what he looks like. You'll recognize him because his body of work again spans decades. Blazing Saddles to me was just a great role, but the one role I really love, and I heard Harry Connick Jr. said is, I don't know why I got tears when I watched him in Willy Wonka. There's of all the Wonkas, the Johnny Depps and the Timothy Chalamet just did it. He's Willy Wonka. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. No, he is the quintessential Willy Wonka. He was the first one. He was the best one. And his real name is Jerry Silverman. And he changed his name. He goes, I'm not Jerry Silverman, Gene Wilder. I mean, it was his eyes, man. As you saw in the documentary, it was all about his eyes. And Mel Brooks and him, they made magic together, and we lost him, and he succumbed to Alzheimer's, and it was very sad to see the decline. But God, he leave a legacy. Willy Wonka was so good. I mean, do you know? I mean, remember you saw in the documentary when he comes out of his the factory, and he's like with the cane. And he just, everybody stopped and like, oh my God, Willy Wonka can't walk, whatever. And then he did the tumble. Oh man. And everybody just woke up. It was great. I've watched that probably 50 times, that movie. And it brings a smile on my face. And, but then Young Frankenstein, hello.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, Frankenstein. Yeah. He wrote that, man. God, he was just very special guy. Oh, The Lady in Red. Great movie. Oh man, we're just, it's sad that we're losing all these legends, sports, entertainment, life. That's why you see I posted something about life. Live every day. Just please, people, every minute a day. If you're sad, you have people in your life that make you sad, get rid of them. Please. It's okay. People come into your life, people leave your life. And that's how life is, but please, I'm trying to get rid of you, Fish, but
you said on every podcast. Well,
I know. It's funny you say that. I always repeat that same thing. We are going to repeat jokes because some people are new to the game, and I want them to laugh at, you're not funny, but I am. And I want them to laugh at our material. So I'm gonna bring some of the old shit back. Yeah, there's
bring it back because
you've done that fucking tongue about 100 fucking times.
Look at that tongue. Hey, ask Onyx Muse what they say about a man whose tongue can touch his nose. Watch.
Oh no. Oh God.
Look how excited you are.
If that tongue could talk.
That tongue could talk. I talk too much. Gene Wilder. If you look at your hair right now, he did a lot of movies with a guy named Marty Feldman. You have Marty Feldman. If you had his eyes, you could do a Ron Smith celebrity lookalike. Wilder. The one thing that got me the most about him is the fact that, and I know how much you know and love this guy, Mel Brooks, is he was allowed to improv. And a lot of things you saw in Willy Wonka, the Jack Albertson who played the grandfather, and the kid Peter Ostrom that played Charlie had remember he said in the doc, no idea what he was going to do. Yeah. And that's the brilliance. And I know have you ever, and I'm going to get out of this, but because the question I want to ask you is, have you ever been allowed to improv in some of the 120 things? I forget Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is brilliant.
No. But you have to understand, Curb Your Enthusiasm was right in my wheelhouse. And I was so happy I got the audition because that's what I do. That's the gift that I have. Off the cuff. I take a situation, I'm developing a show right now, and it's all about improv. It's all about improv. And I'm just telling you, improv is the best because you never see it coming. You never see which way it's coming. And I got to improv a lot of stuff. Sometimes I give them something and they'll say, the thing that I don't like is when I audition and I make it mine. and maybe I throw a word in here or there and an inflection, and then the writer will say, on the page, the word on the page. And I'm like, buddy, you still get the credit of being the writer. I'm just trying to make it better. That's why you hired me. So, yes, to answer that question, I've done a lot of improv. I've added a lot of stuff to my my bevy of work over 30 years. Sorry. I've been in the
30
business.
years. Yeah. Brad started acting when he was 3, you know.
I wish.
The Leave It to Beaver hair is still from Leave It to Beaver on top. I love that look. That look is great, man.
Oh, man.
You know.
You know.
Well, you know, I'm gonna get off that because you make fun of my hair all the time. Look at this mop; it looks pretty good. This grayish.
Yeah. I
took
a look a picture of you back in the day when I met you. Man, you've aged very well. I have to say, you exercise. You take the 5-minute shower, 5-minute military shower, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, you do.
What do you again? This is something we need to repeat because we need to save water. What can you do in a shower for more than 5 minutes? If you have a healthy, you know what, life, you don't need to sit in the shower for 20 minutes and waste water and sit there. I mean, I can only imagine the tools you have in the shower. You got the brushes, you got the electric auto sucks. I mean, I'm sure Onyx Muse and you had a great conversation about showers off the record.
Whatever that means. I bring my phone.
Whatever that means.
I bring my phone into the shower. You know, it's very healthy to relieve yourself in many ways. But I don't take a 5-minute shower. I enjoy myself. Water behind the neck. You know, come on. It's very soothing. It's very soothing. But you're in and out. That's what that's.
Well, I like to swim a lot of a swimming pool, so I get in there. I don't do the same things in the swimming pool that I do in the shower, but. Thank God. It's cathartic. Exercise is cathartic. I like to get in the military shower. Moving on, we talk about hair. I don't know if we showed this, but this guy, we brought up Billy Mays and the baseball thing. I got a couple of memes to show you. We had one of the best guests and one of Brad's great friends we had on the show is called Carrot Top. If he had a son, this is Don Stanhouse of the Baltimore Orioles in the 70s. Check that out. That's a real guy. All right.
That's Wendy's. That's Wendy. That's Dave from Wendy's, his daughter, right there. Look at that mustache, man. Wow.
Look at the hair.
I know.
Look at the hair back in 1973. I mean, just you know what? You sweat so much on a baseball field. Can you imagine the acne and things they had going on back then because of all the sweat? I mean, it's insane.
You mean pimples on their tush? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, if it rolls down there, there you go. That's why you take your long showers, to relieve pimples on the tush. Check this out. This is a great meme. And this is true about our lives. I'll read it. At some point in your childhood, you and your friends went outside to play together for the last time, and nobody knew this. And the guy says, I think about it. And it's a picture of the guys from Sandlot. And I always go back. I'm so nostalgic to guys I knew. And you had a whole cavalcade, probably friends, when you were 12, 13 years old, you played ball with, and then it's over. And we all go our separate ways. One goes to this high school, that high school. One moves to the city, the valley. Did you go through that?
It's funny you mentioned that. I was on a show called Lost and Found. When FX started, I was working in the commissary, and one of the producers asked me if I wanted to reunite somebody in my life, and I said, wow, I want to reunite my 70s Pee-wee basketball team from Balboa Park. We were undefeated in 1976, and I found them. I found everybody, and we were on the show. I'm going to send you the show. Okay, it was so good, so great, because they went to wherever anybody lived. They went to their state or whatever, and they interviewed everybody about what that team meant to them, and what just the camaraderie, and just, it was so much fun. I'm gonna send it to you, and maybe we can show something on the show. How about you? Good. What was your favorite baseball? What was your favorite sport?
Yeah, when I grew up the first 14 years of my life in the Santa Monica and West LA area. We played football in the streets. We played basketball. I would go anywhere from Rancho Park to, if you remember, there was Gardner Park where the Pan Pacific Auditorium is, which is now the Grove in LA. There's a great, and we brought our bikes everywhere to have pickup games, and we talked about this before, and it's worth talking about again. We put all our money together, and it was like $5, that would take care of Taco Bell for 5 to 8 guys.
Right.
Pickup games were everywhere, but then it ends. You know what it is? Why it ends? Women. You start. Hey, you know what? I know Carol. I know Carol Azarin down the street. I know she likes to take a shower and blow dry her hair, and she does it in front of the window. Do you want to play ball or go and kind of be a peeping tom? That's what you do when you're 14.
Peeping
Now you're
Tom?
arrested. You're sent away. You're sent away to some kind of gulag for doing that. But
It's a
girls
gulag.
always break up that and maturity. It is what it is.
What is a
Doesn't mean you
gulag?
can't still play ball.
What is a gulag?
Sort of like a gulag in Russia is a place they send people that you never see them again
Like in
to get
Siberia?
re-educated. To get re-educated.
Great. I don't want to go
So
there.
I mean, yeah.
By
Well,
the
gulag.
way, speaking about, I want to talk about. You went to your prom, right? Your high school prom. Who was your date? Guy or girl? What?
I did not. I did
What?
not.
Why?
I asked a girl, Jill Weinstein, and she said no. So I didn't go.
No way.
But
Yeah.
I was dating a girl from Beverly Hills High School, Stacy. I won't give her last name because
Yeah.
and I went to the Beverly Hills prom, which was phenomenal.
Oh,
It was at
so
the
you
Beverly
did go to
Hilton
a
Hotel.
prom. Okay.
I did go to a prom. I was dating a girl from Beverly Hills High School. Her name was Stacy. Great. I'm still friends with her. Great kid. Great woman. And we had a great time. And I remember we sat at a table with Phil Silvers, the who's who, Phil Silvers. It was a great prom. Had a great time. And this was actually a girl that was my girlfriend. But how about you? I mean, and it was a great
I
time.
went with my
Did you
best
go to your high school prom or
I
someone else's?
I did go to my high school prom. I went with my best friend Marlene Gamer. She was my best buddy in in elementary school, junior high, and high school. We both got most comical. We had the best time. She asked me, and I go, "Wow, you want to go with me to the prom? You sure you want to be seen with me?" And she goes, "Absolutely." So I wore a white. What did I wear? I wore a nice tuxedo, and it was. Oh, you know where it was? At the Ambassador Hotel, where Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated.
You in Hollywood?
Oh, I'm sorry?
You went to Hollywood? Was that in Hollywood?
No. The prom was at the Ambassador Hotel.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Hollywood.
I went to University of High School. But you know what? Then I saw the kitchen. They wouldn't let us in, but I saw the doors. Oh my God, it was so creepy. But it was fun. Yeah, I sat with Susie Stevens and Craig Atkinson, and we had the best time. I had a good time. Then the after prom, guess where the after prom was? You're gonna love
your
this.
house.
Osco's.
Oh my God, that's a name. Tell the audience who doesn't know what Osco's is.
Yeah, tell people what Osco's is. It was in the movie Thank God It's Friday with Donna Summer and Jeff Goldblum. Oh my God, disco baby! Guess who cleared the floor? Guess who cleared the floor, baby? Yeah,
I've showed the video. You know where it was? Remember, it was like where the original Fat Burger was on La Cienega, where the La Cienega splits into right by the Beverly Center.
Yeah, on that corner.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Oh my God.
Memories,
I remember.
Man. Great memory.
Remember Donna Summer last damn.
Another
one we lost too young.
I really had a crush. I had a kindergarten crush on her. Wow, is she hot? We miss you, Donna Summer. We miss you. What a voice. God, Oscar.
Sexy woman, sexy long legs.
Sexy,
I mean, she was they should have put her in Charlie's Angels because all the Charlie's Angels like Kate Jackson, but they had long legs, But
and by the way, Jeff Goldblum was the owner of the disco. Remember? Thank God It's Friday. Great movie. They should bring that. They should do another version of that. They're doing the IPs. It's all about, like I told you, IPs. So they're bringing back Car Wash 2. They should bring back Thank God It's Friday. They should do that. New version.
I want you to clear something up for our audience because my wife says to me, "How can you see Tom Cruise in all the late night talk shows and now you've seen Eddie Murphy? They're promoting films, isn't that right? Eddie Murphy's out everywhere right now because the newest Beverly Hills Cop's coming out. Yeah, they don't do these talk shows just to do these talk shows, and this is what Seth Meyers and Craig Kilborn and whoever's doing it. If it's Jimmy Kimmel, let's go to a clip, right?
No, of course they have to promote it, and that's why they get the tushes in the seats. By the way, the Rich Eisen show had Judge Reinhold, because he's in Beverly Hills Cop 4. And he asked him about Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Stripes. Oh, to hear the stories about what happened behind the scenes. And the reason that Bill Murray picked Harold Ramis is because they would go into the trailer and like rewrite stuff. And they rewrote that line. It was an improv line, but then they went into the trailer to rewrite it and kind of like make it funny. And it was Lee Harvey. You are a madman. I want to party with you, cowboy. You and me, forget it. I mean,
yeah,
that's one of my
go
favorite
watch
movies.
Stripes. Go watch Stripes, and you'll Harold Ramis. My God, Caddyshack.
Yeah.
He wrote one of my favorite. You talk about Donald Sutherland. He wrote Animal House. He was one of the writers on Animal House, and he wrote Caddyshack. Ghostbusters. What a town. He left us too soon. You know.
Oh, Harold Ramis. I met him. Very nice guy in the commissary. He was great.
Right.
I told him great movies.
Go ahead. Yeah, they did. I mean, it's too bad you weren't. And we bring that. Let's bring back some new movies with it. Like you said, everything's being a remake right now. You told me that on a previous podcast. I remember watching the first Car Wash that came out in '75 with Richard Pryor and Frank Ajayi. Remember that? Yeah. Imagine this is Frank. This is Frank Ajayi, right? If he was black, that's the kind of hair. Big. Yeah.
No, those movies were so special. And I have a couple movies I wrote with Sean White, my writing partner, that are really good. I've come up with some great stuff, but again, they won't even read it because it's all about IP, and it's going to take a long time for show business to come back. And you got to pivot. And so I'm pivoting, and we'll see what happens.
It's funny you should say that because I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to get to these next two memes. I don't remember, Brad, and it's sad. I don't remember the last time I watched a network TV show other than Modern. I got into Modern Family the first few years with Ed O'Neill and Sophie Vergara.
Oh, great, Eric Stone.
But that's all we had growing up. I'm so addicted to Netflix and Amazon and Apple TV, all that shit. I have it all, and I have Paramount Plus, and a lot of these shows I watch are from other countries, and they do have the Brad Grunberg, Sean White type scripts. Why aren't we doing it? Why are we so addicted in this country to Godzilla's of Godzilla's, monsters, Transformers, zombies? That's it.
I'll tell you why. Because network executives are a lot like politicians. They want to keep their job. Okay. Why do you think you see on TV the ERs? You see private practice. You see, make me another hospital show because the other hospital shows. Get me the next Friends, right? Oh, like Dick Wolf. He's a genius. Look what he has. Chicago PD. All of them are about the same, right? They're just different faces as actors. I mean, I like new and fresh shit, man. And they just won't do it because they want to protect themselves and protect their job. Oh, the show didn't go well. Hey, man, ER was great, and this went for. It's just.
Because you go a different tangent. I'm going to go here because I want to ask you. You're the aficionado and the guru of Hollywood.
I am.
You see so many, and I agree with what you said. And this is also an opportunity for you. But you're right. How many NCISs are there? Miami, Hawaii, New Orleans, LA. Now they're doing one in Paris. I mean, because they work. I get that. If people are watching, why not? It works. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you're right. It's the same thing, different city. And you're right. Chicago PD. Now they have one called Health. This one Fire, and it's all about.
And they have NCIS Australia or something. They have that's coming out. I saw that. It's like
Sydney.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right. NCIS Sydney. Yeah,
Sydney. Yeah, Sydney. I mean, it's. Listen. I'll tell you. I mean, I told the story before, but I'll say again. David Caruso, starred in NYPD Blue, and he was not the greatest guy. I mean, I was on the pilot, and I was the bartender, Mac. They took me out of the commissary. David Milch and Stephen Bochco brought me down to play this part, and I watched something, and David Caruso. I mean, Dennis Franz was my hero because he really got me through it. And there was a scene where, of course, the opening scene where Caruso tells Franz, hey man, you got to get off the sauce. You got to get help. You got to stop drinking. And Caruso had all the dialogue. Well, he couldn't get it. It's 2 pages of dialogue. Come on. But all of a sudden he picks up a stool from the bar, throws it against the back wall, and it misses Amy Brenneman's head by 2 inches. All of a sudden, everybody goes quiet. Franz looks at me, goes, "Stay in character. I got this fucking guy." And I go, "Oh my God," I was so scared. It was 1991 or 92. And I was like, wow. And then all of a sudden, David Milcher's on the set. Greg Hoblet, the director, says, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm a Shakespearean actor. I got to get the whole thing." I go, "Buddy, I got cutaways to Dennis reacting to your..." I go, "What is wrong with this guy?" And subsequently, Stephen Bochco fired him. And then he got another break. He got CSI Miami. Usually that doesn't happen. When you're an asshole in show business and you leave a show, you're done. But he got another break and he was successful over there. But I just love humble people. People like, I love the crew. That's the crew is the show, because when I'm sleeping and looking at Playboys in my dressing room, they're working 17-hour days. I get to take a little nap. They don't get to take any naps, So I have such great memories, and I've been very blessed.
Is that what, like when you're doing a show and they give you a trailer and they said, "Do you have any kind of incidentals you want in there?" You say Penthouse and Playboys.
Yeah, please, and a VCR so I can watch my porn. Yeah, no.
Yeah, can I get the fruit tray and the deli tray from Nate and Al's, and the latest Penthouses and Playboys, please?
Yeah, I don't know.
How many issues do you like? How many issues do you like, Mr. Grunberg? 1975 through 80.
And can you throw a couple Hustlers in there, please, too?
Yeah, Hustlers, and then
Larry Flint's an old friend.
And if you probably, I know you. I see the way you tip. You probably pull the PA aside and give him 100 and say, if there's any dominatrix magazines in there, I won't get mad at you. Yeah. And then you hear stage manager, "Where's Grunberg?"
I want to know something. What is the thrill of dominatrix? I mean, for a guy.
What are you asking me for?
I don't know. Listen, you know everything about everything. These guys pay these women to grade them, to beat them up, put leashes around their neck. I don't know what is. I just, we asked our guest, a couple of weeks ago, our girl, and she, that's what she does on the side to make money. But I don't know. I've never understood dominatrix. I've never.
The movie just dropped on Netflix, and one of the biggest books out there, and I started watching it. It's called 50 Shades of Grey with Jamie Dornan, and it's all about he's trying to get this girl. It's supposed to be this great novel, and he brings her into this room, and she goes, "What's that?" He goes, "That's an electric auto suck. That's a scorcher." And it's all these tools, and I'm thinking to myself, whatever happened to just like making love to a woman? If it's hard, it's this. If you do this, you pull it around, you get a little kinky. But this guy had a whole room. He had about 1,500 tools in there. What do you do with these things?
I have never done
wait, what is that? fishgrunny1@gmail.com if you have the answer to that. And we are, before we get on to the next meeting, Brad, we are Fat Fish. 66 shows with this handsome, no comb and hair looking motherfucker, right?
Yeah, that's you, man.
We are on. Where we on, Brad? We're on YouTube. We're on DBTV, Roku. All our listening outlets are Podbean. We're going to have clips of what we talk about today, not the one we're on not on because someone called. Fatfish at TikTok on 6134. Thanks to Shucks Tavern for keeping me employed. And thanks to Johnny Cocktails Entertainment, because this guy is going to get a project going soon sometimes, and he's going to finance this podcast. Check out this meme.
I like that. From your mouth to God.
Check out this meme. This is what I want to get to all the young people. Life before the internet, and it's actually people in a park talking.
Talking and looking at each other in the eye. Exactly. Wow. Yeah. Before the internet.
Notice, Brad, you're talking about going to this bar. You see, you went to this bar in Cedar City, and I don't know if you look at it like I do, and you said you went to the old San Francisco saloon over there on Pico and Sawtelle. It's another bar. Do you ever notice what I do? Do you ever notice when people are actually sitting there on their phones at the bar and tables? Just keep an eye on that. Yeah. Keep an eye on that next time. It's insanely disturbing.
Yeah, can't you put your phone away for an hour? Exactly, right. I agree. No, it's crazy. Rose Gold, that's the new name for San Francisco Saloon. I go there all the time. And Busby Sports Bar, amazing. And then, of course, Jack's Studio City. That's where I watched the NBA Finals with my boy. And we had a great time. It was a great bar. Really great bar. But you know everything about bars, and I love.
No, I haven't. No, I
Well, the
haven't. You're my
tavern is.
tourist guide in Los. Wait a minute, buddy. You're my
Yeah.
tourist guide in Los Angeles. Lived there your whole life. I've been out of LA since the early '90s, so
Right.
I go back a lot, and I
Yeah.
like to look at the landscape still, and some of the bars and the tourist. Just how the Third Street Promenade. Remember, was nothing is flourished, and you've
Yeah.
seen it all. You've seen bars that have been there 50 years, like the San Francisco Bar and Grill, turn into something else, and
Mm-hmm.
look, I worked in the best. I was there from the day one to day done. Mom's Saloon. It's now a sushi place. You'd never know. It was one of the
Yeah.
greatest nightclubs, and it brought us together. You played youth basketball, right?
Of
Because you're a
course.
great basketball. That's your sport. You actually played high school. Could you imagine doing this to a team? This is a true meme. I can't look. You say I laugh at myself. I get rid of this thing. This is actually a team, and look at the name of their team.
Oh gosh. Oh my God. Oh, that's hilarious.
That's a
Look
youth
at that. Look at the
basketball
kid.
team,
Look at the guy.
and
Look at the kid in the middle on the bottom. He goes, "Oh shit! Look at me.
yeah.
I'm on the
Well,
come
the
team."
name is spelled cum, so it's cum, and it's a team down in South America. And I don't know if they know what the origins of that is, but
Jesus.
you know,
By the
um,
way, I want to ask you a question. You never really got into this. You worked at Mom's Saloon. You and your uncle started it back in the day. The movie with Jim Belushi and Rob Lowe was filmed there, correct?
about last night,
Out last night.
1986. Yeah, I was in
It,
it.
it wasn't in Chicago. It was in Brentwood. And tell us a little bit about it. And were you on the set every day because you
I was
really
on I was on the set every day. We cut the deal. They could have the bar for a week. And I really, even though every person I've ever worked with, my parents were in the industry, I never really wanted to be in the industry until I was on that set and just really hit it. Every act, Rob Lowe, Demi Moore, Jim Belushi, Elizabeth Perkins, all great people. And they were fun to talk to. And Belushi's a big sports fan. Lowe's the greatest guy. I know you know him on the
yeah.
planet, but the crew, you talk, the crew is great. And I was actually one of the bartenders in the film, but they cut me.
Oh,
Yeah. And if you look at a couple of dancing scenes, there's my buddy Jim Howe that worked at Mom's as a bartender. A couple of doormen were in the dancing scenes, but I really got the inner workings of. You've been on a million sets, and look, I've been on sets too. But it was fun to be there, and it's been funny to watch Belushi. Belushi did a lot of improv. He went back and forth with the director on that.
yeah.
So yeah,
Great
I was
movie.
there, and it was great. And I don't know what they gave my uncle and Britt's dad, Britt Ehringer's dad, who owned it also. I don't know what they gave these guys. That's a lot of money to rent a bar out for a week.
And back in the day, sure. I mean,
Sure.
$5,000, 10 grand. It just depends on what they want to use. And remember, you got to shut down. They were there all day and night. So
All day and night.
remember,
Yeah.
you're losing that revenue. No one comes into the bar. So you got to make up that revenue by, the location fee, so,
Right.
but it was such
And
a
Lowe's still a great guy to this day. I mean, I haven't seen or talked to him in 20 years, but
they
we
still
kept in touch, and he came in afterwards. And like you said, you talked about David Caruso being a jerk off. There's the humble ones like him, and you
yeah.
want good things to happen. I just saw this. I have
Oh,
to watch this documentary.
by the way, people should know that Rob Lowe still has that restraining order against you. So that's
Yeah. Hey, look, where I'm going with this, because we're making this a Hollywood themed show, is I just watched the same day I watched Remembering Gene Wilder. I went on, was it Apple TV or Hulu? It was Hulu, and I watched Bratz. Andrew McCarthy did a documentary about the Brat Pack, and he interviews everyone that was in that era except Molly Ringwald and Judd Nelson, which refused.
oh,
And Rob Lowe was interviewed, Emilio Estevez. He interviews Tim Hutton. Who ever thought? I forgot about Tim.
wow.
He wasn't in the Brat Pack, but he found him
Yeah.
and discussed what it was like. Here's and Fast Times. A lot of movies you like fall in this category. Between 1982 and 1987, there were more films made involving actors aged 22 to 25 than in the history of Hollywood.
Wow.
Think about it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, all the John Hughes films,
John
and
Hughes, I was
stuff
just
like
going to
that.
mention him. He was amazing. John Hughes wrote all these movies, Pretty in Pink, Oh, they didn't interview Anthony Michael Hall. They didn't find him.
No.
No, okay.
He got a lot. He could. Well, Judd Nelson refused, and so did Molly Ringwald. So I'm
Why
going to
did he
move on.
refuse? It's crazy. Where's that?
Well, you know what I didn't buy about it, what I didn't like about it, I love McCarthy. You try to make it sound like being called the Brat Pack was a bad thing, and it kind of, when you get like what's the word I'm looking for? When like Dolph Lundgren said he could never get a role other than being a tough guy. What's that called?
Yeah, it's like Barry Williams is Greg Brady. You never get out of that character. Yeah, people.
You get typecast. Typecast is what I'm looking for. But I'm looking. So what I do is I watch something. I go on Wikipedia on my phone, and Andrew McCarthy directed like 25 episodes of Orange Is the New Black. Demi Moore always has worked. Ali Sheedy was on it. She looked great. Works. Rob Lowe works. My God, he's always working.
Yeah.
And Emilio Estevez, now he produces. And it's funny what these people look like. Emilio Estevez gained some weight. He might be able to play you.
It's great. I don't know if you know this about all those guys. Like
he looked
Sean
good.
Penn, Chris Penn, may he rest in peace. They're all from Malibu, and there was no Malibu High back then. They all went to Santa Monica High School.
Sure.
Until they built schools out there. And they're all, my buddy Mark Sanderson, he went to Santa Monica High School. Robert Downey Jr., he was in his the drama, took drama with him. I mean, but all these guys, Sean Penn, they all went to Santa Monica High School. It's so amazing.
Sure.
And
if you go to high school like you did, give me. I mean, I went to 2 high schools, but you just take any high school in LA.
You went to which
I'll give you one.
You went to
Taft. Go to Taft High School in the Valley, right?
Yeah, wait,
which
schools did you go to? That's what I'm asking.
Santa Monica and Grant.
Oh, those are the ones. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, talk about you. I mean, you went to university, but let's go to Taft High School. In 1 year, they had Gina Gershon, Lisa Kudrow, and you introduced me to a guy named Brad Garrett when we did a podcast with Carrot Top.
Yeah.
But what famous people went to your high school? Anyone in the business?
Oh God. Well, Marilyn Monroe went there. I mean, way back.
That's all you need.
But who went to? Tone Loc, Tony Smith.
Tone Loc.
I love Tone Loc. Who else went there? During
Brad Grunberg.
The putz that I am. No, I'm just trying to think who was in the drama department that went on to be. But let's see. Who else went there? God, it's not many during my era.
You mentioned Santa Monica High School. I mentioned Grant in the Valley, a rival of Taft. Tom Selleck.
Oh, Tom Selleck. Grant. All right.
Tom Seaver, I believe, the pitcher.
Oh, wow.
The band Toto.
Yeah.
Remember the band Toto? A great band in the late 70s, early 80s.
Oh, Toto. Incredible.
Yeah. So you talk about, look, we brag about being from LA, but if you go to if you talk to someone who's an alumni of North Hollywood High, High, Uni, Santa Monica, Miracosta, there's always someone that's in the business that came from there. And
you got to start somewhere. That's right. No. Beverly Hills High. Nick Cage went there. Nicolas Cage. He was Nicholas Coppola back then, and then he changed his name to Nick Cage. But listen, everybody has to go to high school. Well, some people go and never, they're at the beach the whole time and get their diploma.
Yeah. Hey, I want to ask you something. I don't want to, but I think a lost art no one talks about anymore, and you could do it whether you do it with a Kindle, is reading. And I love reading. I just finished a book. I'm going to send it to you. It's by Andy Weir. Andy Weir was the guy that wrote The Martian. Remember with Matt Damon? Oh yeah. Yeah, and he wrote. I'm big. I'm going to ask you if you read, and it's not Penthouse or Playboy or Hustler or Dominatrix Central. My favorite thing to read. I love science fiction. I've always had this. Affiliation with the planets, and this thing called Hail Mary is phenomenal. I couldn't put it down, and it's Andy Weir's book after The Martian. If you have a favorite book out there you want us to promote, fish21@gmail.com. What would be your genre of books if you wanted to? Real quick.
I read books. I read the sports page, and listen. I'm gonna tell you a secret about me. University of Arizona, I did an experiment. One semester, I didn't buy books. Okay, I didn't buy books. I'm telling you, I wanted to see if I could pass, and I passed classes. Cheated my way through college.
What are you, Mike Ross's character in Suits? He took the bar, never went to class at Harvard.
I just said, why am I buying these fucking books? And I didn't buy them. I used the money. I went to dirt bags. I partied. Bought the ladies some drinks. By the way,
that's actually
hang on. Went to school with me, Maria McKee, singer. Remember her? Do you remember her? Beautiful girl, Maria McKee, great singer. Just throwing that out there.
Well, wait a minute. That's actually I'm gonna praise you on that. That's actually a talent that you could not read, but it means that you either paid off the professors,
right,
or you're the history of the greatest bullshitting con artist ever, because I've never heard of anyone not buying books in college and getting through. That's phenomenal. You did it. Hey, well, didn't you tell me that you coached Steve Kerr through college and you had no books?
No. Steve Kerr, we walked into Drama 140 final. The class that every sorority girl takes, fraternity guy, an athlete, and it's basically the teacher's like 110. She's sleeping during the whole final, and the proctors watch you. So I'm walking in with Steve Kerr, and he goes, "Grunny, I'm not going to pass this. Coach Lute Olson's going to suspend me. It's going to be so embarrassing." I go, "Hey man, I got you." He goes, "What?" I go, "Just sit there. I got you." So of course, this is how it works, Fish, because you're such a smart guy from the University of Texas. You went to class, okay? The smartest guy would be you. Then there would be a pyramid behind you, of everybody cheating off you, right?
So,
no, I'm just telling you. Listen, you're a smart guy. You're well-read. So basically what happened was I used to get business cards in Tucson, Arizona, because I used to write the answers, multiple choice on the back, and hand them to my fraternity buddies. But with Steve, I'm looking back at him. There's like 10 minutes left in the final, and he's got flop sweat on him. He's going, "Come on." So I got up, and it was a big auditorium. You walk up the ramp, to get out. And all of a sudden I did a Chris Farley. I tripped myself. I fell on my face. It was a big boom. And then I took that card. I slipped it under his chair. And everybody's looking over at me. And I get up. I go, "Everybody watch this. It's very, this step here." And then I look at Steve Kerr. I go, "Have a nice day." And he passed the class. It was so great. That's memories, baby, memories. Steve's the greatest.
How did you get through high school? I mean, who did you bribe there? Because you had to read a book in high school. Because they took attendance. In college, you never take attendance.
My best
they
friend
don't give a shit if you show up or not. You're paying your tuition. But in high school, they take attendance, and they make they pop quizzes.
There. Yeah, one of the classes. My best friend in the world is Walter Gardner. He was my 12th grade English teacher. But he was like at the end of his rope. So what he would do is we'd have a test or a quiz. He would read the Wall Street Journal. So he knew we were all cheating. Okay. So I'm still friends with him today. I go, "Thank God you like the Wall Street Journal," because he goes, "I know what was going on. I was an easy A." And so basically we all cheated. And I mean, listen, my dad's going to be 92 years old July 1. Okay. He gave me the greatest advice, and he's with all this wisdom. He said, "When you go to college, you're going to retain 1% of what you learn. And that 1% is how to live your life. That's what you're going to learn." And it's true. Do you remember your calculus class? Do you remember your atmospheric science class? I mean, come on, right?
No, I do remember my mother, rest in peace, saying, I said, "Mom, why do I have to do this math? I'm not good at math. Why do I have to do math?" And she says, "It's because it teaches you how to solve problems." It's a great line. And then she said, I said, "Mom, yeah, why do you think?" And then when I was going to college, so I take English class. I took English classes in high school. She goes, "Because English, the more English you take, the better you can communicate. You need to communicate. So everything you took was a reason for you to problem solving is number one." And no, I was too stupid to take calculus. I was really good at journalism and reading and writing, all the math stuff. That's why I married my beautiful wife. My wife is great with numbers. So
she's great with numbers. Why'd she marry you? That's what I can't figure out.
Well, she's picking straws, buddy. She picked the lowest one.
What was your grade point? What was your grade point average at the end?
I graduated high school with a 3.7, buddy.
Okay, what about college?
I got 3.3.
Wow.
Last year at Texas. Yeah.
That's
That was
okay.
good.
So this is how it works. You walk commencements, then they send you a report card. Okay. So my junior year, I was in Revenge of the Nerds, and I was just thinking, like daydreaming in class about being an actor, right? I just want to get out of this school and go back to LA and be an actor. So I took all my finals my senior year, second semester, and trust me, it was a bloodbath. So I had to go to the professors and go, excuse me, Mr. Smith, I had some bad Chinese last night before the final this morning, and I had the runs. I don't know how well I did on the final. And like one guy turned to me and he goes, don't worry. I have a feeling you're going to squeak by, kind of like Mr. Hand, So I got my report card 3 weeks later, 3 D's, a C, and a B. Yes. And I graduated the business school. You had to have a 2.1. I think I had a 2.13. But guess what, Fish? My grade point average is not on my diploma. I tell everybody
I just got a text from Jesse Hearns, who's going to be on the show. He goes,
when is he going to be a Jesse? Come on, man. This is ridiculous.
I know.
Hold it. Jesse, how many times are you going to say you want to be on the show? We can't find you with a search warrant. What's wrong with this guy? I love him.
He goes, I guarantee you this, the only class that Brad got an A in was home economics because I let him cook. That's a great line.
That's a good line.
Yeah.
Hey, why doesn't he come on the show? He can.
I know we have to get him on. His book is being released. It's supposed to be a blockbuster, and he's got a movie being. He's good. Look, he always says to give us an exclusive with everything, but hey, we're calling you out, Jesse. Get on the goddamn show.
Come on, Jess.
Right? Yeah, we need you. Help out Fish. I helped you out when you came into Montana Meat Company. And he maybe give you a drink here or there. We became develop the friendship. Now help me out. Help Brad out.
Yeah, come on, Jesse.
Maybe teach Brad some home economics because you're a top chef in the nation.
Yeah, listen. I think he's a great guy. Very smart businessman. Okay. Let's have him on the show.
Absolutely. You can catch the Fat Fish podcast on Facebook Live, YouTube, DBTV, Roku, and Podbean's all our listening outfits. Check out clips of Fat Fish on TikTok at Fish6134. Thanks to Shucks Tavern and Johnny Cocktails Entertainment. Hey, 60 of the 100 Boston Celtics games, they won by 15 points or more. Whether you like the Celtics or not, you have to pay homage to them. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, I'm a Laker fan. I'm a Golden State fan, of course. Celtics were always the team you love to beat, but let me tell you, they were so stacked. That's what Dallas was missing, a bench. And I'll tell you, I'm so happy for the Celtics. Number 18 will hang 18 championships. Wow. And I love, I love Larry Bird. I love the Larry Bird, his whole thing. I mean, French Lick, Indiana to the Boston Celtics. I mean, some of the great games. Remember Showtime, Lakers? I mean, the 80s were unbelievable for basketball.
That rivalry, and it goes back to our dads. Remember with Kuzi and Havlicek and Bill Russell in the 60s against Wilt and Jerry West, rest in peace. Yeah. That whole rivalry with the Lakers, it's lost it. Ever since Kobe was unfortunately passed away, the Lakers and the Celtics haven't picked up that rivalry. But for the you're right, Brad. For our youth, or my youth, your kid, for the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The Lakers and Celtics were as good as any rivalry in sports. Probably better than the Yankees and the Red Sox, and they play each other more. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. I think you hit it right on the nose. Absolutely. Kind of like the Dodgers and the Yankees, I mean, that rivalry. I mean, but I think the Lakers, Boston was, I mean, everybody watched. I mean, the ratings went through the roof. It was great. And those ticket prices, wow, couldn't get into the Forum at the time.
Right. So let me ask you this: we have I want to ask you. I think I've asked you before. The Summer Olympics start July 1st. There, Cloudwater. This is a gold medal right here. This Cloudwater, medal,
baby. Barry and Mark, we love you guys. We love this stuff. Oh,
yeah, it's very good. Very good for your health and gut. And maybe Olympic athletes should be drinking this stuff because that'll help their immune systems and go into it's just all. I'm going to give you my 3 favorite events at the Summer Olympics, and I get into it. I don't watch these events any other time but then the Olympics, and that's sad. I love the track and field, I love the swimming, and I love the gymnastics. What about you?
I love the basketball. Okay, I love Steve Kerr's coaching this year. I'm really excited about that. Love track and field. Love the 100. It's it's so exciting to see the fastest man in the world or the fastest woman in the world. I love swimming. Katie Ledecky. Is she unbelievable? The greatest woman swimmer in the history. This is her 4th Olympics. How do you make one Olympics? And I like gymnastics too. Simone Biles. She's,
can't wait. I was just going to say that. I can't wait for her to rip it up again and crush it.
Yeah,
I love that kid.
Yeah, because she had a little bump in the road 4 years ago. And you know
Big
what?
deal.
She comes back and says, you know what? I'm going to finish the job. And she's going to, I know she's going to win a lot of golds. And hopefully the women will take a gold home this year in Paris.
I hope so, because.
Have you ever been to Paris? Have you ever been to Paris?
I have.
Oh,
I have. I went in 1978. My parents sent me to Europe and Israel and all over the Middle East and all over Europe. I took like 4 months and went on a group called Experiments in Traveling, like a backpack type thing. And I love Dijon and Nice more than I love Paris. The outskirts. And I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. When I do
How about you? You been there?
No, I haven't been anywhere. I want to go to Vienna because that's where my dad was born. But I've been to all through Asia. I had to check out every massage parlor in all of Asia. Let me tell you something. When I went to China with my two buddies,
you anymore. That is so funny.
Jerry Sachs and Greg Leifer, the three of us went to Asia, right? There was the Great Wall of China. There's the easy part to walk all the way to the top and the hard part. I made it to the top of the hard part. I couldn't believe it. I don't know how I made it. I was a little thinner, but I'm going to tell you, I love the culture. I love the Asian sensation. I love the food. Hello, surprise. But I rode bikes in Tiananmen Square. It's great. Some of the great times I had. That was my graduation gift from my parents. I got to go.
That's a bucket list. I'd love to hit Japan, love to hit, China.
Yeah.
Just the Japanese culture very intrigues me also. The whole samurai thing that I've been watching Shogun and the discipline. And there's so many places remember, we're only 9% of the world population. There's a whole world out there. You know, hey, before we get out of here, the testimonials. Okay, Keith Berman's fighting. He's fighting so hard. It's Craig Persky, my best friend's cousin. He's tackling cancer. I've never seen. It's a champ, right? Wow. And then we got to talk about Molly's challenge. We're trying to get rid of teenage bullying. Please, did you see the Surgeon General real quick? Wants to put a thing on cell phones, and you buy them, saying that they could damage you mentally for kids. I think that's fantastic.
I think it's wonderful. Yep.
Yeah. And the third one is. The Nick Pasquale Foundation's having their golf tournament October 11th in San Clemente. Nick was tragically killed in a car accident. A young kid at UCLA. His mom, Lori, and his dad, Mel, have scholarships. They put together scholarships for underprivileged kids to go to UCLA and USC and colleges in California. And we're going to try and get down there. Let's go ahead. Say again.
In Nick's name. That's wonderful.
In Nick's name. So that's the philanthropy. Everyone. The C word is not what you hear in English TV shows. The real C word is cancer, and it's name a family that hasn't gone through it. And
everybody has been touched by cancer. My grandma passed away from lung cancer. Never smoked a day in her life. But I want to shout out to my buddy Michael Peikoff. This guy is a hero. He fought cancer and he won. And I love you, Mike. I love you, Peaky. I'm telling you, buddy, you did it. You never gave up, and I'm so fucking proud of you, and I'm so happy. Every time we go to Carney's and we have a hot dog, chili dog, I always order the chili fry. He always says, no, the friend or the family member that goes, no, I'm not going to have any fries. No, I don't want any. And they eat the whole thing, So he loves the chili fry, so I always order the chili fry.
You go to Carney's and they order the chili dog, right? They don't want any onions on it. And then when you go to the bathroom, half your fries are gone.
Right. Yeah. A great place, Carney's. Been there, I think 50 or 55 years. The two cable cars, one in Hollywood and one in Studio City. Yeah. But what do you think is better, Pink's hot dogs or Carney's hot dogs? What do you like?
I've eaten both. I like Tail the Pup. Remember Tail the Pup?
Yes, that's in West Hollywood now. You know that.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Tail the Pup is the best. I mean, if you're going to LA hot dog, and stuff like that. Hey, buddy, what a great show. Get us out of here.
66 is in the books, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank everybody for watching and listening. We'll be back with 67 next week. Dave Linden, take us home, baby.
You've been listening to the Fat Fish Podcast, heard on all your favorite platforms. Until next time.
Manny,
Manny,
I love you. I miss you.
Yeah. Okay. One day we'll see her again.